Hello dear students, welcome to the English version of nouns, types of nouns. What is a noun? A noun refers to a naming word. A noun refers to a naming word. In the definition, the first word itself conveys the meaning of a noun. Name. What's the meaning of name? Here generally people misunderstand the term name. Name is not the ones that your parents have given you, that you have been christened with by your parents. Name, for example, what is this? This is a pen. When this was first invented, okay, for example, 400 to 500 years back, were there any pens? No. People used to write with feathers. One good soul had an idea and he invented this pen. After he invented it, he thought about naming it and he named it a pen. This is a noun. The name given to this particular thing is pen. Noun. Hair. Noun. When language was invented, names were given to different things, right from the human body to the things, all the things surrounding us. All the things that are surrounding us. These are the names. For example, hair, forehead, eyebrows, nose, nostrils, mouth, teeth, tongue, palate, gums, tartar, ear, earlobe, throat, neck, pharynx, abdomen, hands, arms, biceps, triceps, elbow, fingers, nails, index finger, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, legs, deltoids, shoes, bag, book, pen, pencil, rubber, page, pin, stapler, scale. All these are nouns. If I keep continuing, it will go on. All these are called nouns. So all the naming words are called nouns. So what are the types of nouns? Before going into the types of nouns, let us look at some examples. Look at the first example. Ramu is a good boy. Are there any nouns in this sentence? Yes, Ramu. The name itself says Ramu is a name given to a particular boy. So Ramu is the noun there. Ramu is a good boy. Are there any more nouns apart from Ramu? Yes, even the word boy is a noun. How? When language was invented, the name given to boys. The name given to boys. Human beings are of two types, boys and girls. The name given to boys. The name given to girls. That was the name given to them. In Hindi we say boys, ladke. In Hindi, ladkiyan. In Telugu, magapillalu. For girls, aadapillalu. So these are the names that were given to them. Hence, even boy is also a noun. Look at the second example. Children like chocolates. Children, noun. Chocolates. Chocolate was not discovered, it was invented. I don't know how many years back. Maybe around 50 to 60 years back. A person took cocoa, he mixed it with sugar and he invented chocolate. It's very tasty. He thought of giving it a name and he gave the name of chocolate. Hence, chocolate is also a noun. I want a pen, pencil and a book. Are there any nouns in this? Yes, pen, pencil and book. These are the nouns there. Now let us go into the types of nouns. Basically there are 5 types of nouns. What are they? Common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, material noun and collective noun. I repeat. Common noun, proper noun, abstract noun, material noun and collective noun. In this particular session, I will be dealing with the first 4 types of nouns because I will be taking this collective noun in a separate session. I will do a separate video for collective nouns because they are very important. So shall we start? The first type of noun is the common noun. Look at the name common, normal, common, general. Here I am not talking about any specific thing, specific human being, specific animal, specific game. No, I am talking in general. I am talking in general. Now what is a common noun? Names that refer to general things. Names that refer to general things. For example, I'll use this pen once again. What is this? A pen. This is just a pen. I don't know the name of the brand. It may be a cello pen, a Parker pen, a Flair pen, whatever it might be. I'm not interested in it. This is just a pen. I need a pen. There are hundreds of brands, but I just need a pen. A general statement, a general word. Pen. Common noun. What am I sitting on? Chair. It has 4 legs. Chair. Do I know the name of the brand of the chair? No. This is a common noun. Chair, common noun. Pen, common noun. Phone, common noun. Let us look at some examples. The first one. Boys like playing games. Are there any common nouns in this sentence? Yes, boys. Here I am not talking about any specific or particular boy. I am talking about boys in general. Boys in general. I am not pinpointing a particular boy. I am not talking about a specific person. Just boys. Boys is the common noun here. Boys like playing games. Games, yes. Even games is a common noun because that is the name given to that particular activity. Here I am not talking about any particular game. Just games, common noun. The second example. Villages are very beautiful. Villages. Am I talking about a specific village here? No. Any village. I am talking about villages in general. Villages are beautiful. All the villages are beautiful. A general statement. And what is the common noun here? Village. So, a common noun talks about general words, general nouns. Now let us look at the proper noun and juxtapose both. Proper nouns. Names that refer to specific things. Names that refer to specific things. Here the word itself says specific, particular. I'll use this pen once again. I like Flair pens. Just assume this is a Flair pen. The company, the name of this pen is Flair pen. The company that makes this particular pen is the Flair company. I like Flair pens. Here I am not talking about any pen. I am specifically talking about the Flair pen. Proper noun. Look at the examples here. Ramu likes playing cricket. Are there any proper nouns here? Ramu, a specific name. Among all the boys or all the men in the world, I am talking about Ramu. There might be many people who have this name Ramu. But here I am talking about the Ramu whom I know. Ramu likes playing cricket. I am talking about a specific boy, Ramu. Proper noun. Likes playing cricket. Isn't cricket a proper noun? Among all the games, cricket has its own importance and Ramu likes playing cricket. Hence, cricket is a proper noun. Cricket is a proper noun. Now let us juxtapose the examples. The first example of common noun and the first example of proper noun. Look at the first example of common noun. Boys like playing games. Now look at the first example of proper noun. Ramu likes playing cricket. Is there any difference? Yes, absolutely. It's obvious there. In common noun, boys, common noun, any boy, all the boys. Boys like playing games, any game, common noun. Ramu, I am talking about a specific particular person, particular boy, Ramu. In the world, I am interested only in Ramu. Ramu, proper noun. And what does he like? He likes playing cricket, only cricket. Not any other game. It might be football, volleyball, basketball. I am not interested. I am talking about Ramu and the game that he plays. What is that? Cricket. Boys, games. Common noun. Ramu, cricket. Proper noun. So that is the difference. A common noun tells about a general word, whereas a Proper noun talks about a specific or particular word. Look at the example number 2 in proper noun. Second, Mangalpalli is a beautiful village. Mangalpalli. In this world, there is a village called Mangalpalli. For that matter, if you don't know where Mangalpalli actually is, maybe you can assume it is a city or a town. Doesn't matter. Mangalpalli is the name of a place. And I am telling you it's a village. Mangalpalli is a beautiful village. I am talking about Mangalpalli specifically. That's a specific name, a particular name, the name given to a village in a particular locality, Ibrahimpatnam Mandal. Hence, Mangalpalli is a proper noun. Did you observe in the same sentence, you also have a common noun. What is that? Village. Now let us juxtapose the second example of common noun and the second example of proper noun. Common noun. Villages are very beautiful. Villages, common noun. Any village, all the villages. Whereas in the second example of the proper noun, Mangalpalli is a beautiful village. I am talking about a specific village called Mangalpalli. So this is the difference. Common nouns talk about general words, general names, boy, girl, river, mountain. Whereas proper noun talks about specific words, particular words. Ramu, Gita, Ganga, Mount Everest, etc. So this is the difference between a proper noun and a common noun. Now the third type of noun is the abstract noun. The abstract noun. What's the meaning of abstract? Let us first understand the meaning of abstract. What's the meaning of abstract? Abstract is something that can only be felt, but it cannot be seen nor touched. I repeat, abstract is something that can only be felt, that's all. You can feel it, but you cannot see or touch it. For example, I won a lottery and I won 10 lakh rupees. How will I be? I'll be very happy. There will be happiness in me. But can I show my happiness? You can only see the expressions because of the happiness. My happy face, my smiling face, the activity related to happiness, something that my happiness makes me do. But can I take out my happiness and show it to you? See, this is the happiness. Does it have any form? Happiness? No. It can only be felt. Let us assume you won the first prize in some competition. How will you be? Happy. There will be happiness in you. But if I ask you to show your happiness, will you be able to show? Maybe you'll smile. Then I'll say, you're smiling, that's all. That's a verb. Show me your happiness. Then maybe you'll dance. I say, these are the activities that you're doing. But where is the happiness? Show me the happiness. Does it have any form? No. It can only be felt. That is happiness. I hope you have understood. That is the abstract noun. Look at the examples. The definition. Names that refer to a quality or an idea. Things that can only be felt but not seen. I had already explained to you. The first example. Happiness and sorrow are a part of life. Sorrow, sadness. Can you show me your sadness? You can only show me your tears. The face, the dull face. You can sulk. But can you show me a sorrow? Is there any form for it? No, you can only feel it. Abstract noun. Happiness, sorrow, abstract noun. Hunger teaches valuable lessons. Lesson is also a noun. Let us not talk about that one. Here we are talking about only abstract nouns. Hunger. Hunger. Can you show me your hunger? For example, you are feeling hungry. Can you show me your hunger? See, I am feeling hungry. I'll take out the hunger from my stomach and I'll show it to you. This is my hunger. Please touch it. Will you be able to do that? Is it possible? No. You can only feel the hunger. You can only feel the hunger. Maybe the magnitude varies. Less hungry, more hungry. It doesn't matter. But you cannot see it. You cannot touch it. You can just feel it. That is the abstract noun. I hope you have understood. Now the fourth type of noun, material noun. Look at the example. This is a very easy noun. Names that refer to any substance, anything. The name itself says material. whatever it might be, material. Or to be specific, I have to say something with which a thing is made of. Something with which a thing is made of. For example, I'll use this pen once again. What is this? A pen. And what is this made of? Plastic. Material, noun. Material. Look at the examples. We need water to live. Is there any material noun in that? Water. Material. Material noun. Wood is useful in many ways. I have a table in front of me. What is it made of? Wood. Material noun. So the substance with which something is made of. Abstract noun, material noun. Abstract noun. It cannot be seen or touched. It can only be felt. Sorrow, happiness, jealousy, anger, hunger, affection, love, hatred, etc. Material noun. Noun. Something with which a substance, something with which a thing is made of. Something with which a thing is made of. Plastic, wood, cement, etc. So these are the 4 types of nouns. Now, I have written a sentence and I have used all the 4 types of nouns in one sentence. I have used all the 4 types of nouns in one sentence. Or I can say, you can see all the 4 types of nouns in one single sentence. Will you be able to identify it? Let's see. 4 types of nouns in this sentence. I'll read out the sentence for you. A Parker pen is the only pen that is made of high-grade plastic and gives much satisfaction to the writer when he uses it. I'll read it once again. A Parker pen is the only pen that is made of high-grade plastic and gives much satisfaction to the writer when he uses it. Can you see any noun in it? Okay. Can you identify the types of noun in this? Maybe a few of smart brains might have guessed because of my intonation, because I was excited. Let us see the answer. A Parker pen, a specific pen. Parker pen. What type of noun is it? Proper noun. Is the only pen, general pen. What type of noun is it? Common noun. That is made of high grade plastic. And what is it made of? What is it made of? Plastic. The material, the substance. Common. Material noun. I beg your pardon. Material noun. And gives much satisfaction. When you write with the Parker pen, there are many pens in this world. But when you write with the Parker pen, it gives much satisfaction. The smoothness, etc. gives much satisfaction to the writer when he uses it. Satisfaction. Can you show me your satisfaction? Is it possible? Can you touch it? Can you touch it? Can you see it? No. It can only be felt. Abstract noun. Parker pen, proper noun. Pen, common noun. Plastic, material noun. Satisfaction, abstract noun. So these are the 4 kinds of nouns, 4 types of nouns. Common noun, it talks about general things, boy, girl, river, etc. Proper nouns, specific or particular things, Ramu, Sita, Ganga, etc. River Ganga. Abstract noun, it talks about the feeling, something that you can only feel but you cannot touch or see. Sorrow, jealousy, affection, hatred, love, etc. And the last one, material noun, something with which a thing is made of. Plastic, water, wood, cement, rubber, etc. I hope you have understood the topic, and my earnest request to all the children is, please don't lose touch with grammar. Grammar is the foundation. It helps you improve your English. It helps you improvise improvise your language, improvise with which already you have. So please be in touch with your grammar. I hope you have understood the session. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.